Probably. It's hard to tell. But that doesn't mean that you should stop dreaming. The feeling I get from this is waking up in the middle of the night from a nightmare that you thought was real but really isn't. These dreams are weird. You pick up your phone and no one is there. And for a while I was really scared of them. Like, it's definitely something that doesn't happen every day, but once I knew what was going on and why it was happening, it made a lot more sense and I became okay with it.
Hope you can hear me well, and hope the music is not too loud, but you can still hear it. Hi, everybody. Yeah, how do you like the background? Pipes. We're going to talk about pipes, actually, not pipes, but yeah. But before that, I lived in a couple of countries. My father was a diplomat, so I ended up with him in Russia, and I lived there for 5 years. So that's the 5 years I spent each winter driving car with the spikes, and because it's forbidden to have spikes in here in Croatia or previously in former Yugoslavia, and it was my first time driving the car with the spikes, and you really appreciate the extra grip those spikes give you on icy roads, and of course even in Moscow you had winter that was probably like 6 months. So yeah. Hey Andrea, so that question you had, you ended up with me. It's worse idea, but okay, I'll try to be as hot as the other topic you are supposed to be watching. Hi everybody, let me try and see who's here. Nenad, hi. Rob, nice seeing you. Hi to Norway, and I'm so shame of myself that I didn't end up visiting my aunt there. She was living there like 20 years, and I got married, I got kids, and every time we would say, well, let's fly there, we have time, I'm busy now, we will do it later on. But she's very old now, and she was living alone in a house, so she ended up moving in Slovakia. So unfortunately I never ever went to Norway. And on the other hand, she was trying for years to get me to move with my family to Norway and get a job in the IT sector there, but that's a long story. Razbi, good morning to you once again. Actually, 2 beers. I had none beers today, but I would love to have a beer, but I cannot do that on stream, because if I start drinking beer, then the stream goes to hell. It gets demonetized. I have to pull it off the YouTube and things like that. So yeah, no more drinking and streams. Johnny, Jeff, nice. Hi. Who's here? Also, Andrea, I already said. Joris, nice seeing you. Okay, first I have to share something, because it really... I'm currently still alone at home. Everybody is out. So I can yell and talk loud, and I muted the TV, and nobody's listening to what I'm saying. Especially I have to hurry up, because probably my wife will come home back in a couple of minutes. I know that a lot of you would not be happy about that one, especially Johnny, who said he doesn't want to see that. Yeah. Hi Bart. I did end up getting that printer, so printer will be probably here in 10 days or something like that, and we will do a stream on one of the next streams. I think it will be maybe even a separate stream out of ordinary schedules, where we'll be assembling and testing one printer. That printer will be given then away to somebody who I know likes printers but didn't buy, so I want to make it a surprise for them. Also, yeah, so what I wanted to share is my daughter is 18. I shared that, I think, on the Instagram. I didn't put it on Twitter because I try to keep content, not same content on Instagram and Twitter. Twitter is more like Instagram also has stuff related to smart home, things like that, but I try to keep I try to get content there that I don't usually put on the Twitter. And wow, I'm full of emotions. Your kid is 18. It's like, wow. She had a party yesterday, and we have guests tomorrow, so my wife is busy preparing everything. I have to get tomorrow cake and stuff like that. We ordered something because we were too lazy to make them, and especially somebody can make it better than we can do. So I'm pretty hyped about that one. It also tells you how old you are, because if your kid is 18, then yeah, you're getting old. I don't mean just wrinkles around the eyes. Okay. Um, um, I already mentioned that I'm preparing one video and I have a problem with that video, so that's why we will be today looking at something, and I really want to hear your feedback about that thing, and those are the smart valves. I have 4 here on my table that I've been testing. I even made an Excel file with comparison between them. There are actually not that many things that are different. There are some things that are different. For example, the speed of opening, the flexibility. But there is a big difference between ZHA and Zigbee to MQTT. But I wanted to look today at the stream at that and see if anybody. Yeah, you are right, Johnny. As always, you are right. That grayish beard is telling me how old I'm getting. So today we will be playing a bit with the valves. I have 4 of them. We're actually going to play with 3 of them because one is Shelly, and I use Shelly just to compare the other valves. Other valves are Zigbee. I already did a video on one of them, but I wanted to compare what are actually differences between the model types. There are some differences. As for the next video, it will not be the video I had planned. Not the video that I had planned to be the next one, but we will also mention that this is this here. We will look at it more closely. Johnny, you know what this is. I did manage to solder the wires, and also I did manage not to cross solder something, etc. But as this is going to be implemented in the version 2023.2 of Home Assistant, I will be releasing the video matching the release of new Home Assistant. And by the way, yeah, I will. Yeah. Okay. Let me change the background screen and let's go to this one here. So valves. I don't know in your countries or areas, do you have issues? I actually had issue finding this thermostatic valve. This is not the valve I would use normally, but this was the only one I could find out of 4 or 5 shops. For example, Bauhaus, which usually carries them, it has them listed, but they are out of stock for a long time. They said that, first of all, they had a lot more people buying them than they were expecting, and second, there is a problem with thermostatic valves. No, that is. Oh yeah, okay. Let me show you. No, this is not ESP01. This is actually wave sensor. Let me compare it to something. Okay. I've shown this a couple of times on stream. This is the Atom Light, M5 stack Atom Light, and to compare it to the size, this is the full-blown wave sensor, Bluetooth version. Why I got the Bluetooth version? Because actually for this sensor you don't need, yeah, Johnny, you don't need ESP Home. This is a Bluetooth version, and the support is already in the dev release of Home Assistant, meaning that you just need to provide power, so 5 to 12 volts, and that's it. Everything else is done via the Bluetooth proxy or Bluetooth stick or whatever. So it's, and I'll compare it to something else. I have also one additional sensor which arrived once again on Friday. Everything arrived on Friday. Just to give you example, this is the Seed Studio sensor, and this is this one. So this one needs, and I will do video on it. We will probably we had stream. Okay, let's talk about a little bit later on about that. So this is the full module that doesn't require ESP module. This one requires ESP module to interpret data, etc. I will do videos on both of them separate because this is a Seed Studio, and I will do video Seed Studio ESP32C2 with this sensor, and a separate video on this one. This one can also be hooked up to ESP Home, and since I managed to hook up wires to the ground and the positive, I also need to solder 2 additional wires, and I will also connect this one to the ESP Home, and in the same video show you how you can use the Bluetooth version and also non-Bluetooth version. Johnny has non-Bluetooth version. I did get a Bluetooth version because we also had all of the creators had a hint from the devs that this is going to be supported in the next release, so that's why I bought it. HyperX, I'm not sure. I still haven't tested it because I was lazy to pull the dev version of Home Assistant. I'm waiting for the beta version. And beta version should be, just let me check the schedule, beta version should be out next week on 25th. Yeah, so I will tell you then. But I do have both capability of both active and passive connection, so that also shouldn't be the issue, but I don't know really. We can take a look. Actually, just give me a second. Oh, I love what I did. I messed something up. This one? Yep, this one. Look, I'm home. Everybody's out. I'm home alone. Okay, so adds MVP integration to connect to LDS 2410B sensor, source Bluetooth. This was the demonstrated by Andrea Spice. Okay. New integration checklist. I don't see it here. Proportion. I don't see it here. There was, just a second, there was, how it's called, LD. LDE. Yeah, I can figure it out from this one. I would say it doesn't need Bluetooth because the sensor should itself report the state, but I may be wrong. About that one. So that will be not this week, but week after that, or 2 weeks after that, and also, as I said, this we'll play on the members only stream in 2 weeks. Okay, so yeah, I hope that your year started a bit better. We had a stream. It was like 2nd of January. And actually, I wasn't very happy how the stream went. To be honest, that same evening I got a fever and I ended up on antibiotics. It didn't help me, so I ended up on the another antibiotics, and I was really messed up the whole stream. I couldn't, whatever. So that's the reason why I still haven't released stream to the public. It's not my intention to keep members only streams private for so long, but unfortunately, as I said, I really wasn't happy with the stream. I wasn't feeling well. I didn't want to postpone once again that stream, so that's why it still isn't out. But I hope to have it released very soon. And once again, sponsor of today's stream is, as always, Energy Cola Spar as Budget. Just kidding, they are not sponsored. Yeah, Johnny knows. I wanted to add simple thing to the Home Assistant and ESP Home, and my brain was simply out. We were playing with this sensor here. It's a vibration sensor, And yeah, the start of the year was really terrible. At the end of the year, my oldest daughter ended up on antibiotics. Then my youngest one ended up on antibiotics. I think that on 30th or 29th or 30th of December, we had to go to the emergency room. She ended up in a day hospital with the IV intravenous antibiotics. And then I got a fever. Then we had death in the family. Then I ended up another time on antibiotics. Then I went back to work for 1 day and ended up being sick again. Then we had another death, and this time it was not immediate family, but very close friends. So let's just say that I posted somewhere, I think, on Twitter that 2020 looks better than start of 2023. It was really messed. So yeah, I apologize. Even when I was doing all those videos, except the last one, I was either on high fever or something like that. It was like really messed. And yeah, but all is well now, I hope. I want to say thank you. I was really surprised in terms of the last video, which is not the topic that I cover a lot, or I wish I was. Actually, this channel was supposed to be called 3D Bunker, because I have some concrete bunker out of the apartment. It's like 1 by 1 by 1 meter that I had intention to install 3D printer inside, put camera and do printing there. And the channel was supposed to be called Printing Bunker, but it didn't end up that way. I really hoped when I started the channel to have more of a combo of 3D printing and projects, because I believe that a lot of DIY stuff can have benefit of having a 3D printer, but it didn't go that way. I know that last year was something that I'm trying to change this year. I even had a lot less DIY projects. More or less it was like talking about the HACS integrations or components, integration side Home Assistant, things like that. So that's why my intention is to have at least one project that you can DIY yourself each month for this 2023. And that's why I have a bunch of stuff already here that will be in the future videos, but I also have a lot of stuff coming. I tend to share more info in the Discord server. There is a channel just for channel members. They get some kinds of sneak peeks. It's more or less my thanks to them, because they are supporting me, and there are now some that are supporting me for more than 24 months or more than 2 years, and I'm really happy and hyped about that, and it really means a lot. So I really want to do more of the project. So you will see this year more of the DIY touch panels, DIY sensors, DIY stuff than it was last year. But I also want to include more 3D printing. For example, dust. For example, this is the PT screen device, which is let me switch this one, where you have a combination of soldering project, 3D printed case, and things like that. Then one of my favorites, but it's unplugged. Whoa. Wow. This is a 3D printer for the thermal printer for the Home Assistant. It actually is still working. I have to update the firmware on it. The idea was to create, like Army has it and nuclear power plants has it, audit log. But for example, you receive an error notification or something that it gets printed here, or you can do a shopping list printed here, or whatever. You can push stuff from Home Assistant via notifications panel to print it. There is a GitHub repository for it, but as I said, it's a nice combo because it's 3D printed case with the printer inside. So I really hope to have more projects in the future like that, where things are combined. But I've been talking for 20 minutes and I didn't say a word, which probably has impact on the views. Wow. Actually, no.
Yumi Borsk subscribed to the channel.
Did you hear the notification now? Actually, those notifications should be playing forever, but I think that they never worked, and I hope that I fixed them. I think that the YouTube channel member stream had it working, but I'm not sure if it's still working or not. Something else before we jump into valves. Actually, no. Okay. Oh, awesome. Awesome. So let's get back to these. These are actually all Zigbee valves. The manufacturer, I think, for all three of them, or those two, is Moz. I did already create a video about it, and actually it's one of my most viewed videos. Around a year and a half ago or something like that. It's a very simple smart TRV. It has and by the way, yeah, I did order something to improve on this setup, but it still hasn't arrived. Of course, it will arrive on Monday, so I will have it for the next stream. These are additional arms for the cameras, so I can lower the camera, have it closer to items. When we will be building 3D printer, it will help because you can move it everywhere. There goes another 100 euros. Okay, so it was one of the most viewed videos, and I know that Lee, Smart Home Collective, had wanted to test that valve, so I sent him the valve. And after that, I had a lot of questions. So when the Banggood once again approached me and asked me, "Can we send you something?" I said, "Listen, I would like to compare valves, and these are the three valves. Valves I got. Actually, no, all of these are, as I said, Moz. I think that this one is also Moz, and Moz is Tuya valve. Actually, let's jump into Home Assistant. I will show you that there. Let me just. My wife just got home. I must be, good. Okay, so let's go to Zigbee to MQTT. Let's search for Moz, and these are the three valves. This one, Moz Boxy, this is the one. I transferred that one before the stream to the ZHA because I want to show you the biggest difference. As you can see, those two, it says manufacturer is Tuya. Why? I know for a fact that this is Moz valve. It comes in a Moz box. It's self-branded as Moz, but actually there are a lot of manufacturers that just rebrand the same valve. What is important for them is these numbers here. Every valve, TS0601, TS0601, TS0601. So not just valves, there are a ton of devices that have this model name. I think that this is just type of whatever for Tuya. But then you have to look at this here. This is actually what makes the difference. So this one is TZE200 and then bunch of letters and numbers. What was that? Side. Boxy is TZE, then once again bunch of letters and numbers, but not the same. And then we have the original, once again TZE and bunch of letter and numbers. So these letters and numbers are indicating exact model. Why I wanted to talk today about them is a big difference between the Zigbee to MQTT and the ZHA. Let's look at exposes, because at the end, we shouldn't care about what is exposed from a device or not, but if, for example, I know that when people were adding these to ZHA, they always came back to that video I created a year and a half ago. I said, oh, listen, I'm missing whatever. Most of those devices, or let's say all three devices, have most of these things exposed. It's a child lock, window detection, and the state of the window. The state of the window is calculated based on the sudden drop in the temperature or sudden change in humidity. For example, if humidity was 30%, it jumped to 50%. The valve then thinks that the window is open, which usually is the case because when you open the window, you let the cold air in. With the cold air also comes the humidity if it's not too cold outside. So, okay. There is something called valve detection, which I never ever managed to flick. This is a switch where you can say, give me the state or position of the valve or not, but actually does nothing. I don't know why or how. Then you have information about the position. I think that let me just check something. No, I didn't write it up. I think that position 0 means that the valve is fully open and closed, and 100 is 100% open. Current heating set point. Let me show it like this. This is what? This is what? Most original. It says that it is set at 9 centigrade. Let me switch the screen to this one here. Come on, I don't know if you will see anything. You probably cannot see it, but it says 9 degrees. So whatever is set currently either on this valve or here as a current heating set point is the temperature that will trigger the valve. If you set it to lower temperature, it should close the valve, which actually it didn't, but that's another story. If you set it to the higher temperature, it should open the valve. This is the temperature that is detected by this sensor here. So this sensor is detecting it currently 25 degrees, which actually it could be 24 something. It's not exactly 25, but it's close. Then we have system mode. When the state is auto, it will change the valve head position based on the temperature. If it needs to heat up the room, it will open the valve. If the room is already heated enough, it will close the valve. If you put it in a heat position, it will permanently open the valve, meaning that, come on. Okay? It means that the valve should now be 100% open. And if we change to off, come on, change to off. It is currently closing the valve. You cannot hear it. It's yeah, you probably cannot hear it. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'm a professional YouTuber. So if you change it to off, it should close the valve. Give me a second. It will work better if I reset it. Yeah, I have a problem. I was trying to get my hands on more of those valves, and the price I was supposed to buy them was around 10 or 12 euros. And everything was sold, so I ended up buying this one that was 30 euros. And I decided not to buy 4 of them. I just bought one, and I'm replacing, from device to device. The problem is that you actually have to reset device each time you move it to a new valve, because it has to set the position of the internal clip. I don't know if it's currently calibrating or not. It should finish calibrating soon, then we will see also the update of the position on the valve. Let's wait for that one. Just give me a second. It didn't reset. The second problem I have, I've been, opening and closing them a lot. One of the things I would like to test, but I have to write a script, and if anybody has a good suggestion for that, drop me a line somewhere. Okay, I have to set up the hours and minutes. Okay. Okay, start. As I'm killing the batteries, I open them and close them in a day, probably more than normal people would do it in a year. So that's the problem. That's the problem that I already replaced bunch of batteries. I did play with the. I did try to use. How it's called, rechargeable batteries, but okay, it started. I don't know if you can hear the motor. It's very silent. You can hear the difference in sound when it's closing or opening. And it has to do two cycles. It has to repeat the open and close cycle 2 times to calibrate it. Hi, Streetwiz! Nenad, actually, I have no idea what this is. The motor is struggling. The batteries are getting weaker. I'm really... Let's check the battery here. No. It says the battery is okay. Let it finish. It needs to finish, as I said, 2 cycles. After it finishes, we will play a little bit more with it. But that also means that I will not be during the stream transferring this valve to any of the other valves, because I have to recalibrate it each time, and it takes a couple of minutes. Still working, but it's finishing the second. Why it's not closing it? So the problem with these are the different types of the valves. I forgot how they're called, because as you can see, this here is the mechanism that is closing this one. Okay, it finished. Let's click this valve detection on, although I haven't seen any difference, and let's click off. And now the motor has started. It should actually close the valve completely. This is MOS, but there are tons of similar. No, it didn't close. Okay. The problem is that this, I think that this head needs a lot more pressure than the normal heads, but this was actually the only head that I could find. Let me screw that back in, which was a mistake too. No. Actually, the best nut for this has this boxy one, and of course the Shelly. They have metallic one. These are the plastic ones. Okay, so while this is doing its thing, once again from the scratch, let me just set up. I think I have to first set up the minutes, hours and minutes, and the day of the week, and after that it will start the calibration process. So as I said, in system mode you can set up the obvious selection or obvious choice would be to always have it in auto mode, and then in Home Assistant to play with the current heating set point, and that current heating set point would be just give me a second, let me replace the batteries. I'm here. Yeah, that's the problem, Nenad. Let me get the image back. The spring is too strong in this one, but I'm also, as I said, killing the batteries. I do have from IKEA 2450 milliamp hours. Hello, wake up. Plus, oh, I put the lid wrong way. Okay, it's waking up. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. I think I have to press once again. And here it goes. I'm not sure if you can hear it or not. Street Tweez, that's what we are talking here is the difference between the ZHA and Zigbee to MQTT. Okay, so while this is calibrating, next we have ability to select presets, schedule, manual, boost, complex, comfort, echo, and away. I've selected manual here. Running state is currently idle. Auto lock is on manual, not on auto. Away mode is off, which is great because all of these things are available in Home Assistant. So, for example, I can select the different preset. For example, comfort can be my evening temperature. Echo can be my night temperature. Away can be away temperature, etc. Or boost, for example, if I want to heat up additional degree or two. So these are all the things that are exposed from this device into Home Assistant if you're using Zigbee to MQTT. Then you have ability to set away preset days. For example, this is something that my fridge has, which actually I have to replace. If I go on vacation, I can select 10 days and say that I will be away for 10 days. And for 10 days, it will have a bit different cycles of cooling everything. There will be less intense, because the fridge knows that nobody will open the freezer or the fridge door, so the temperature will be even, etc. So things like that. And if you select here preset days for away mode, it will, for example, no matter if you have scheduled for, I don't know, next couple of days to have morning and evening and night routine, it would skip them and keep it in away mode. Which of course we don't need with Home Assistant, because we can use our presence detection either as with the device tracker or person detection, or using the proximity sensor for that, but still it's nice option. Boost time, I had question on Tado on the Discord server about that one, which some people use. We don't actually use that much, but I still have setting in my Tado that no matter if, for example, somebody either by mistake or intentionally increases the temperature, all the radiators here are set to, I don't know, whatever temperature a government has said that we have to set our temperature at. So for example, if somebody sets it 1 degree more than that, it will in 15 minutes or 300 seconds in this case return it to that default setting. This is the comfort temperature, the eco temperature or night temperature, the maximum temperature you can set your device, which I wouldn't put. I would say that let's put it at 23 degrees. The minimum temperature, that even if you do something, you cannot lower the temperature below 5, which is great because you don't want to freeze your pipes. And away preset temperature. Then you have option to, I'm talking about the ability to do stuff in Zigbee to MQTT versus ZHA. So you have ability to create weekly schedule. Again, I wouldn't do that from within Zigbee to MQTT, but we have the option. And as at the beginning of the stream, I mentioned that we may not need 95% of these options here, but it's great to have them. And where is my... Sorry, I have so many. I have 4 instances of Home Assistant currently running. This one here, yay! So this is... I think, Home Assistant running in a virtual machine on Synology with Sky Connect. Sky Connect. Bring you best of the mute. Okay. 4 devices, and this is this blocky device. Why I like this blocky device, maybe best of all, it has physical buttons and it has a screen. The problem with the screen is that there is no background light. There is actually background light, but you want to avoid it because you see even less. Let me show you with it. It's blue, so we know it's good. It's nice because actually you have buttons and you can change things on it and see how it operates or not. The problem with the others, for example, this one only has 3 buttons, and it gets some time to get used to how it works or not. It has a menu button and plus and minus, and that's it. This one is a bit different. It's okay. This one is open. What I put it in boost mode. This one is okay. You can play with it like this, but again, it has 3 buttons. Put it like this. Out of 3, this looks most premium product of all of them. It is very nice. It has a good motor. This one has, I think, the worst motor of them all, but I like it the most. And this one is I think the first model that was out. Johnny, actually, okay, let's go back to this screen. This one has CC2652RP. This one 201. This is yellow. This one is Docker, and this one is a virtual machine with Sky Connect. So I have everything. I tested everything with everything. It's good stick, but if you already have Home Assistant yellow, you really do not need anything. Jeff, I don't think I can't remember, but they did mention something like you should keep, like in Germany, you should keep your internal home temperature around 20, 21, something like that. I'm not sure. Just a second. Okay, so my wife says that she thinks that they even said 1920. We should keep the internal temperature at 1920 degrees. Yeah, we have it at 16, not 19. Joris, that's difficult question. First, we have to demystify yellow. Yellow is actually Raspberry Pi 4. So if you have Raspberry Pi 4, then you don't need to replace it with yellow. Yellow may be better than Raspberry Pi 4 because it has internal thread support or Zigbee to MQTT, Zigbee support. So it's hardware that is also controlled by Home Assistant, that you can upgrade the firmware from Home Assistant, etc. So in terms of usability, if you have Raspberry Pi 3, then yellow is better. If you have Home Assistant Blue, it's almost the same as yellow. But for people that are starting, yellow is good thing to start with. The good thing with good thing with yellow is that you can replace computing modules. For example, I have computing module with only, I think, 1 gig of RAM. Give me a second. No, 2 gigs of RAM. And for the testing purposes I do with that system, it's fine. But if I would, for example, start and add more devices and more add-ons, I could just replace the computing module, if I can get my hands on it, a CM4 module, with the one that has 4 or 8 gigs of RAM, the one that has Wi-Fi or doesn't have Wi-Fi, etc. So it's yeah. In terms of Synology, Synology is, as John is saying, faster because I can dedicate. Of course, depends on the model. Synologies have Celerons or better CPUs. You can, if your Synology can run the virtual machine. I run a lot of stuff on my Synology, and I've given, I think, 2 cores to the Home Assistant and 6 gigs of RAMs, and I never ever seen any issues. Does this machine, which is also running on Synology, start faster? Yes, but look, I don't have anything here. I have almost none integrations. You know, there are just like 5 integrations on this system. I think there is. What is this? 200. No, this is, sorry, this is this was Docker. I have 2 add-ons, of which only one is running. So Mosquito is running, Zigbee to MQTT is not running, and I have couple of integrations. And if I go and restart the system, it will restart 10 times faster than my system, as a production environment. Look, it's gone, in connection is lost, and it will be up and running in less than a minute. My system, on the other hand, let's go there. My system, just in this virtual machine, has 2, 4, 8, 10 add-ons, of which some are a bit more CPU intensive. But I also have Music Assistant, which is really intensive on hardware. I also have Docker containers on that system running, and I have a lot of integrations. And it's still working great. You know, it's responsive, it's fast, it's whatever. Yeah, Home Assistant can run on Raspberry Pi 0 2 with 512 megabytes, but you wouldn't, you know, on that system, for example, you wouldn't want to have 5 cameras, and you wouldn't want to have power hungry CPUs. I have additional system that is running on Raspberry Pi 3 out of SD card, the same SD card, so I'm still waiting for it to die, for more than 3 if not 4 years now. And a music assistant, let me check. One Alabama, 2 Alabama. Well, it looks okay. Let me try and play something. NSYNC and Gloria Estefan. I know that you all want to hear that one. 1, 2, 3. It takes some time for it to respond to the command, but you can automate that. Joris, hey Vic, if you have Synology and it's a model that supports virtual machine, I would definitely go that way. Yes, you can run it in a Docker. I have test environment, and I did run first Home Assistant only in a Docker, and it worked great for a year and a half. But it can be a hassle, especially with the add-ons, because a lot of stuff that you would normally do, just push the button to install Visual Studio Code. On the Docker you have to spend a bit more time to do that. Yeah, but it looks like it will ignore me. Let's find the speaker. Play now. I would definitely recommend that if you have resources. If on the other hand, Synology is an expensive device. I have 415 Plus, which at the time it was device before the 900 series. 900 series is that, I would call it, look, it just now changed to playing. It's like a Soho device. It's more for a small office than a home user, but it can be used as home user. It allows you to add extra RAM. It has better CPU. It supports both Docker and virtual machine. Those are very expensive. So you have to have device with minimum 2 drives, because it's Synology. You have to have 2 drives. Those drives also cost. So if you compare, if you don't have Synology, want to go somewhere, then out of Raspberry Pi 3, Raspberry Pi 4. Oh, Pedro, I missed you. Sorry. Hi, Pedro. I would definitely recommend to try and get. I don't want to say yellow, because yellow was supposed to be cheap device for people to enter Home Assistant environment, and devs are really sad, because with the price hike and the shortage of everything, the price went up. You can buy small mini PCs that run Proxmox, or you can directly run Home Assistant OS on them. That would cost you less, that you can get from the eBay for, I don't know, 100, 150 euros. That can give you better performance. If you are looking for a long-term investment. If you already have Raspberry Pi 3, I'm not sure a yellow or Raspberry Pi 4 would be improvement, big improvement. I see the difference between the Raspberry Pi 3s and 4s. But I wouldn't recommend buying Synology. Synology is great, and I went Synology route because I had Synology and I was using it for other things. Yeah, big. That's it. A thin client from eBay is awesome stuff. A thin client device that was supposed to be a low-end device is high-end device for Home Assistant. Currently, we don't know what will the voice thingy bring. I hope that it will not have that big impact on the performance, but who knows? Maybe I will have to move my system out of Synology because of the Year of the Voice. Yeah. So it's as I said, it really, there is no magic answer. I hate catchy thumbnails. I have my thumbnails, I will not be using that word, but are not that good because I cannot tell you that. Listen. This is an awesome Home Assistant system. Actually, it's not. This is an awesome case for Raspberry Pi that has active cooling, that has display, that has infrared blaster, power button, SD card. I also you have dock for NVMe, but this is not for Home Assistant. This is for a Raspberry Pi multimedia system or Raspberry Pi retro gaming system or whatever. And this is really awesome case, but it's not for Home Assistant. You know, and people say ultimate setup for Home Assistant. There is no ultimate setup. As I said, I have a system that is running how it's called, that Flight Radar 24. That is very power hungry or resource intensive add-on for Home Assistant, really resource heavy. It is running out of Raspberry Pi 3, out of SD drive. And if you go on forums, they will say, no, listen, you have to buy, a latest blade server from HPE with, disks that are running, I don't know, laser disks or whatever. Everything that can satisfy your needs is perfect system. If you have something that you can, old laptop, if you can reuse it, it's perfect, it's best. I'm really against buying stuff. That's why I like Akara. Who said that he has Akara valves? Somebody says Akara. Somebody said Akara valves. Who got Akara? Oh, Streetwiz, you said you have Akara valves. I didn't test them. I will never test them. The reason is that same thing as a pet feeder, same thing as a pet toilet, same thing as whatever they were selling now. Those are not their devices. Those devices, they have recycled devices from other companies. There is zero development. At least Mose is not developed. Mose is not saying we have built the ultimate valve, because you can buy this valve in 20 brands. You probably Lidl will be start selling them next year, branded as Lidl valves. But they are good, and the price is okay. And that pet feeder, let's debunk them. Shall we debunk Akara? Let's debunk them. I like them. I have a lot of Akara stuff, but I don't like them as a company. Let me find something. Give me a second. Okay, I remembered. Okay. Mainstream. We will not get demonetized for this. Hi, Mohan. Hi, India. Okay. Do you see anything here? Are any of these devices... look, I saw a tweet, I think yesterday. I think it was on Twitter, or maybe it was Instagram, but I think it was a... I don't want to see that one. Pets. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I like this company. This is the company that I think is the only company that actually is building pet-related devices that are smart. And then you have companies like Akara that are rebranding them, or for example, they order. How those companies work, and I don't know if anybody has been on the stream when I did stream about the solar panels, but how they work. So I contacted that company, and they said that they have smart microinverters, grid tie microinverters, and I said great. And they asked me, what protocol do you want? And I said, like, what? Yes, you can select between the Wi-Fi and Zigbee. And I was like, ping, Zigbee. I want Zigbee. What is the order amount? I was like 1. Oh, no, sorry. Zigbee is only done on orders of 1,000 and more pieces. I was like, okay, then send me Wi-Fi. Do you get it? That company is the manufacturer. They are producing it. And based on the special order, they can replace the Wi-Fi module in that product with the Zigbee module in that product. And I will oversimplify this. It's not, everything is not that easy, but as I said, let me oversimplify it. Let me switch the camera once again. This is actually, let's call it like that, ESP32, and this is the Wi-Fi module. You can buy modules like this. I don't have them on the desk, I have them in a drawer, that are Zigbee modules. As I said, I'm oversimplifying everything, but they just replace Wi-Fi module with the Zigbee module when company A, let's call it like that, says, listen, we want those devices with the Zigbee support. And you can brand them as much as you want. It's like washing machines, you know. People, you know, go and oh, I'm ranting again. I'm sorry, but yeah. I forgot the name of the companies, but I know it was Gorenje. This is a Slovenian company. It was Whirlpool, and there were at least 2 or 3 brands. And I know this from a executive from Gorenje. Do you know how most of them are building washing machines? They go to factory, and factory says, listen, we have now new model that has electric inverter motor, and we have still the belt ones. And guy from the imaginary bearded washing company says, nah, I would like to go with inverters. Okay, tell me, do you like touch screens or... No, still not, but I'm still trying. Then they ask you, do you want a touchscreen control or dials? You know, we are trying to be a hip company. Let's go with the touchscreen. Okay. And actually, you go to factory where 4, 5, 6, 7 other brands are building the same washing machines. They just do custom plates on top that can have a different branding. You can have minor changes in the design because they don't want to change the steel or things like that in the washing machine. They just like glue the logo here, glue the plate here, glue. Everything is modular, and you just select what you want. It's like you buy. Same thing as you go and buy a car. You know, you select if you want a diesel engine or a gas engine or electric engine, if you want to have manual shift or automatic shift. And just imagine that those same companies do the same thing. They go to one factory and each one of them is building the same car in the same factory with a different branding. Yeah, exactly, Vic. So that's why, as I said, as far as I know, for example, Petonier, from my research, I may be completely off, but from my research, I've been looking at this company for over a year now. This is something that I've seen on the Akara's feed, you know, this same device saying that control the device from out of your home, and it's Zigbee. You know, look, it's a Wi-Fi version, available in North America, South America, blah, blah, blah. What it uses, it has integration with this and that. And as I said, I believe that when company like Akara goes to them and said, listen, we want something like this, but we want Zigbee, and they say, okay, we will replace the Wi-Fi module with the Zigbee module. Again, something. What is the scroll bar? I hate it. It's not. There is no scroll bar here. Look, litter box, pet feeder, second pet feeder, pet fountain, fountain, another feeder, fountain, feeder, 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 camera. Those are all the devices that you've seen from one brand or the other. Let me find Solar inverter. I think there was only one company. How it's called? Let's try it like inverter. Okay. Okay, this one here. This one here. This is the same inverter I have. Protocol, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. Actually, no. You cannot buy Bluetooth. They said that they have Zigbee option, or did they say it via email when I asked them? But it's only if you buy larger quantities. They build the device. Tuya provides the SDK and API for them, and they just, do that. So that's why I said that I have more respect for little smart stuff, because they found product that they think is okay from their R&D, limited R&D, because they don't do smart products. They white labeled it or bought the label and put the label little on it, and they're selling it cheapish and making it available locally. Akara is doing the opposite thing. They're doing the same thing, but just hike up the price. That's why I don't like stuff like that. They have great sensors. I have more respect for their battery operated sensors than any other brand that does Zigbee stuff. Okay, so I was ranting for long, wasn't I? This is still not closed. Let's go back to Zigbee to MQTT. This is most original. Exposes, and we're switching it to off. Something I forgot to do 10 minutes ago. Come on, trigger. But look how instant it is. 11 degrees, 11.5 degrees. Let's see how long it takes for it to change here to 11.5. I did press off and it didn't change to off. Yeah, you're right, Rick, you're right. Let's see how many of you are still bearing with me. People don't like ranting. Okay, let's go back. Why is this not working and not changing to... This has changed, but it didn't change here mode to off. It says it's connected. Let's try and change it to heat. So, let's go back to the ZHA, and ZHA is in this system. Now in this system. Yes. So for this device, if you compare it with the Zigbee to MQTT, you only have 4 settings or 3 settings. One is the battery, switch for it. But do you see how fast it is responding? So currently it is set to heat to 34 degrees. Oh my god. It will be hot. If I press boost, it says it's boosting. It has switch. I forgot what this switch is. Just give me a second. Schedule. Okay, I've changed the schedule. Echo 14 currently, and it's slowly. Do you hear the motor? This one has the slowest motor. This one is the loudest. It's still very silent motor, but it's the loudest and the slowest one. but I still don't know why I like it more, because from all of those devices, even this Shelly one, which is great and bulky. It is one of the most bulkier ones. You know, those screens are terrible. If you have direct sunlight, you sometimes cannot see what are those numbers. That's why I think that this one maybe is my preferred choice. Also, this one is using 3 batteries. All the other valves are using 2 batteries, which makes it a bit strange because, you know, with 3 batteries you have more voltage, more power. I would expect higher speed of the motor. I would expect something, but no. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, don't forget to give me a like. Hi guys, I've just posted my problem with the energy dashboard on our community. Can I send here the link so maybe somebody... yeah, you cannot send here. You cannot send here the link, but you can. You are more than welcome if you have dropped the link down to the Discord server. Oh, by the way, I don't do that. There was a, wasn't there a? Yeah, up in the chat you have up in there, there. There is a link to Discord server. Let me copy it. You can post it there. We can try and see. I sometimes it's a problem for me. We have blocked Discord at our company, and I can access it from, of course, from the mobile phone. But you know, typing responses on Discord, if there is an issue, things like that, it's very hard, especially pasting the code and things like that. So I usually do that in the afternoon. But what also happens is I read something, then I get home, then I'm tired, and I remember that message 2 days later. So I really do apologize about that. I wish I wouldn't do that, but I cannot help myself not reading notifications. And you know, you read the notification, then you don't see the notification. I try to go through each channel, through a couple of servers and each channel every day, evening, but sometimes I just miss it. But as I said, try dropping it, dropping the link to the Discord server. We can have a look, and if we can see it. On that note, let me show you one issue I'm currently having. Oh yeah, so my question was, if you are looking in the valves, what would be the reason that you go for one brand or the other? Not brand, one device or the other. Let's forget brands. Let's forget the quality here that brands should represent. Let's just imagine that there is only one company producing valves. What would make the difference between one device or the other? Also, would you consider making it simpler, such as this ZHA types of integration, or would you go for Zigbee to MQTT because you have more options there? For example, all of those things here you can set via commands in the China. Let me type here. So as you can see, all those things you can set here. I'm one of the things that I miss, and I didn't see any way that you can do that from any either ZHA or Zigbee to MQTT, is select specific position. There is difference between device. For example, let me check my table. I didn't write it down. 2 out of 3, I have to test once again to check. 2 out of 3 of those valves have only 5 states for the position. It can be 0, 25, 50, 75, not this one. So yeah, by the sound of it, not this one. So these 2 can only have 0, 25, 50, 75, and 100% state of the valve. Meaning, you know, it's by the quarters, closed, 1 quarter, half, 3 quarters, and full open. This one which you cannot control by yourself, has full spectrum. And I did test it here. Oh my god, I have so many of those instances open. I think I tested it here. 91.57. Show more. Let's look at file now. Nope. Bad device. Bad device. Bad device. I think that this is this one. It's at 80% and it was now at how many percent? Let's put it like this. We just had data from it. It was like 5% or something like that. Oh, this one. Here you can see 50%, 25%. You see? This is how it opens and closes depending on the heat it needs or thinks it needs. So this is this one. This one can range, it can be 13% or 72% or 99%. This one is also just by the quarters. Fitting. All of those come with the fitting kits, but there are also differences. Let me show you the differences. Brain, concentrate. Again, these two have metallic fittings, which in theory should be better than the plastic ones. You know, plastic can eventually strip. Ooh, nah. I don't know why but what my brain was thinking when I was happy with yeah. I was probably thinking that I can mount the other valve on this side and test it from this side, but I completely forget that it's not just mounting here, it also needs this pin. So all of these come with the, I don't have bags here, all of these come with the different types of fittings, and I think there is also extension in at least one of them for this pin. So for example, if the pin is too short, you can adapters. Did you think about, just give me a second, I'll be right back, but I will be really back in a second. I can even talk. I have to buy a mic, wireless mic, so I can talk and walk. Here I am. Nice. Background small. Okay, these are the boxes. This is box from this kit here, the radiator, and this box is from this. This is the, I call it the original because this was the first one I did video on it, and this is from this one. And manual is okay. Okay, let's see what's inside the bag. Three different fittings depending on the type of the valve you have, but there are also these extensions that you can add. These extensions can be added to these here, so if it doesn't reach far enough, you can use it for the valve. I don't want to curse. I wanted to show you the issue I have. This is the issue I have. No, it's not the issue because it's currently, it's like, okay, how did I have issue and now I don't have issue? What? Nose, original, exposes off. Idiot. So, this one, I think, they're strange. This one has a lot of fittings. Depending on type, you can have shorter, longer heads, whatever. So I think that all of them are more or less equipped for most of the standard types of the radiator valves. I do have to replace this valve. As I said, I was looking at Bauhaus Svrdla. Give me a second, it's in Croatian. Da, termostat. Glava. I don't know. So something like this. But as I said, it's not available. Yeah. Yeah. And it's been like this for months now. I have those valves here on my desk. Hey, Rene, nice seeing you. I have these valves now for over a month, and I've been testing them on and off, and I did burn through a lot of batteries. And those are not including rechargeable batteries that I also have. Now I will probably mix the bags, but and also I will not be giving away any of these valves. I have a problem. I usually give away stuff, and then somebody asks me about something and I cannot test it because I've given that stuff away. So I have to find more of the space, and I will be keeping all of those valves. So when I do finish recording the video and when I do release it, if anybody has any question, I can try and test. Because I feel very, very, very sorry. I know that some people use links and buy stuff, and thanks for using affiliate links. Thank God I'm not living out of that affiliate links, because if I would be living out of that affiliate links, I will not be fat as I am now. But thanks nevertheless. If anybody buys anything out of affiliate links, great. I have others. Affiliate links are great, and I do make some kind of, not that much money, but some kind of money, which then again I spend buying more stuff. But for example, Banggood or Switchbot or hey Stjepan, nice seeing you. Those companies track how many people use links in my video descriptions to determine if they will be sending me more stuff or not. So actually, if you even don't buy something, but just click on the link to their website, it also means a lot, because that gives them reason to see that there is a potential, and they can decide and send me some other stuff for testing. So yeah, as I said, you know, thank God I have great job, and I don't live out of that, but I know that there are creators that are living out of affiliate links, and I cannot judge anybody who is using them. I do put them, but I also tell you, if you can find something somewhere cheaper than that, send me the link and I will buy the cheaper version also. Okay, so I think that we've more or less covered a lot about these things. My ask out of all of you is that if you have any idea what are some of the things that I could additionally test with them and add to the table and to the comparison, for example, better longevity. I will not be testing the range because this is a Zigbee network and it's very, you know, it depends on your setup. So what may work in my setup actually maybe have issues in your setup. But on the other hand, I myself don't have any kind of issues with my Zigbee network. I did have one issue with the, I think that MQTT crashed for the first time last week or something like that, and that of course killed my network. And of course I was at the meeting, and of course my wife was not happy because she sent me the message to turn the lights on, and I've seen the message 1 hour later because I said I was on the meeting. And then it took me, you know, it really took me some time to figure out that the network is down because of the MQTT. This is one of those services that I never shut down. It's in fact running independently in the Docker container. So even if Home Assistant fails, MQTT is still down. So my other instances of Home Assistant can talk with MQTT and, you know, use data from there. So I was always considering MQTT to be the service that is always on. You know, if everything else fails, MQTT will be up, but it failed. So yeah, wife was not happy about that, but she loves me because I'm so smart and beautiful. So yeah, okay, let's get back to serious business. If you have any idea what else I could potentially test with them, if you have any data that you would like to see about them, how accurate the thermostats are. Come on, this one says 24, this one says 24. This one says currently 20, what's that? That's a side one. This one says 26, which is a bit too much. And original 25.5. You know, but I did keep them in hands and I did heat them with my hands, so who knows. They are accurate-ish, but you can use a better thermostat, connect the external temperature sensor, and then use the external temperature sensor with the thermostatic valves, and most of them, yeah, it's weird. So you can use the external, you can use external temperature sensor and then use that as a reference point and do calibration through the better thermostat so that it knows also your heating curve and things like that. So I would definitely better thermostat is awesome piece of software, and it's getting more and more upgrades. In what time I'm disappointed, I've seen that yesterday I received I just updated. Okay, I like updates, but not 3 times per day. What? Okay, I read something wrong. Just out of curiosity, what do you think that I read here wrong? You know, browsing like this. It's not here anymore. No, it's out. Was it front end? A Reddit card. I think that Reddit card was pulled. Why was I even here integrations? You're right. It was like, what's integration? That sounds interesting. Okay. Oh, hey, we today had a nice chat rant in the one private group, and we somehow ended up on not that, but what is your opinion about dashboard? Okay, let's talk about this from another angle. I think that Andrea, I don't know if he's here or not, but it goes like this. So somebody was showing us how did something in the UI and telling us if it's possible to do that via the Home Assistant. And I was actually, I started saying, but why would I even want to have that option on my phone? Because I would consider this something that has to be done automatically. So for example, why would you need to have a thermostat from your home, smart thermostat from your home, as a widget that you use to control your heating? Because if we actually do have smart homes, and we are talking about smart homes here, our goal here for everybody is to create something that can look like a smart home, you actually don't need dashboard. The only reason why you would need a dashboard is to see visualization of the data. For example, to see how much is your power consumption or solar production or water usage or gas usage, or how many hours were the lights on in the last 24 hours, or TV, or what is the current temperature, as a information panel. So dashboards, all dashboards in Home Assistant or Smart Home, let's forget about Home Assistant here, should actually be just visual representation of the data of your system. And Smart Home should be the one triggering stuff. But what we ended up doing, and I'm partially looking at myself here, I'm not that fan of the dashboards. You know that my dashboard's terrible. Same as my thumbnails and name of the videos. But we have replaced physical switches on the walls with virtual switches on our mobile phones. It's okay to use that as something to show off to your friends or neighbors or something like that. But actually, we never, if our home is smart enough, if we have set up everything correctly, if we used sensors like this one, or Lewis sensor, or even the smaller sensor like this one, which I think is a killer option. I will be selling them to kill the Lewis's business. Just kidding. But if we use adequate sensors for our apartment or house, sensors, be that motion sensor, temperature sensor, read sensors for doors or windows, or these wave sensors for occupancy, those are the eyes and touches of our house. And then we need the brain, which we are currently using Home Assistant to interpret that data and to use that data to automatically make changes. Meaning, it's nighttime, we are entering apartment, lights should go on. I don't need, if everything is set up correctly, I don't need switch for light. We actually don't need. So what I was saying, we were ranting about it, but actually I think that's my opinion, and I've mentioned it a couple of times already, but I don't see point in dashboards. I do have dashboards. My dashboards are overfilled with buttons, and I have buttons and buttons and buttons, and so I'm first, that should be ashamed of it. But my point is, rather spend more time, money, and effort in making your home smart than just replacing your physical switch with the logical switch. That's another thing I have to record one video, which I haven't recorded now for over a month because I'm afraid of how it will sound. It will probably sound like that company will never ever want to work with me at best, at best. I received, we still have a couple of minutes. Shall we look at that, what I received, and bash the company? Give me a second. You are right, Vic. You are right. I agree. So, this is it. It's open. I did unboxing, and unboxing looked like this. Let me just move those devices out of here. The box was closed. The box was closed. I ripped up the foil. I have everything recorded. I've recorded unboxing. I ripped open. I opened it like this. Opened it like this. Opened it like this. Okay. Okay. I said, this is shit, and I closed it. Do you know what's the reason? And they've been nagging me to finish recording the video, and I'm afraid if I finish recording the video, it will not be good video for them. So at this point, I have two options. I don't do reviews. I don't make videos that are typical review videos. This is 11 millimeters by 12 millimeters, made out of steel alloy. It's water. I don't do videos like that. I do implementation videos. I want devices that I can implement into your smart home or make your smart home. Yeah, no NDA signed. I want device that can fit in your system. Hey, Daniel. We were going back and forth when they said that they want to send me the lock. This is a wheel lock. And I said, okay, great, I'm interested, but I want to know a little bit more about this and that. And they said, okay. And I asked them, I know that your device is shipping without gateway. If you send it to me, please don't send it without gateway. And they said, sure, we will send you the gateway. I said, listen, I need gateway because without gateway, I cannot even try to implement this inside Home Assistant. Without gateway, this is a standalone lock. And I opened the box, looked inside and said, but there is no gateway. Okay, this is a smart lock. But what is the definition of smart lock? Why is this lock smart? Tell me tell me the reason why any lock would be considered smart, or what makes the difference. Up to this point, this lock is not smart, and from this moment on, this lock is becoming smart lock. This is unbreakable. You know, I've seen reviews, Chinese manufacturer, you know, from the factory. They've been smashing it with the hammers. You cannot break it. You will probably break your door before you break the lock. You have option of using NFC card, mobile phone NFC card, or your fingerprint for this. But does putting a fingerprint reader on a lock make this lock smart? You are just replacing physical key with another physical key, be it your thumb, NFC card, or your mobile phone. There is nothing smart about this lock. Okay, now some will say, yeah, but if you walk close to your door and you have your mobile phone on and it detects your mobile phone, it will lock. Yeah, it's like me having 2 meters extra long arm and unlocking it 2 meters before me with a key. I still have to have mobile phone. If I don't have mobile phone, I have to use NFC, meaning that I have to touch the lock. So I have to come to the lock, touch it with the NFC card. By the way, cards are awesome. Lock is awesome. Kit is awesome. Manual is awesome. But this is not a smart lock. That's my point. You know, you cannot just slap. It would. You are correct, Vic. It would make it connected. And by using, for example, connection between Home Assistant and it, I can make it a bit smarter. Check if anybody's home, unlock it, kid has finished school, open the door. You know, I could try and pretend to have some smartness there. But without gateway, this is just a standalone device. Yeah. So, that's right. You know, I have Nuki, and people know, and even the robbers already know that we don't lock our door that much. But I can push. I can check if we are home. I can use this. I can use this data here from Home Assistant and say when everything is red, lock the door. Where is it? I have it here. No, lock the door. Daniel
Billick sponsored the channel.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So this is what I said. You know, I can lock, I can unlock. I can, for example, create integration that when I detect that my kid has walked up to the apartment building front door and she buzzes the intercom, that Home Assistant automatically opens the intercom for her and later on unlocks the door. You know, those are the things that we need something to yes, Stjepan, exactly that. I'm really sorry. I think that this lock is perfect. I will use it somewhere. I will either give it to, I don't know, my parents or put it on a summer house or whatever. This lock is technically perfect. You know, they made an awesome lock, but it's not smart lock. And that's why I asked them, please send me the gateway, because I don't know what I want to do with the lock that I can do anything with. That's like, you know, there are tons of those. Yeah, okay, sorry, renting. Yeah, there are a lot of products that they just put the sticker on it and said smart. There is absolutely nothing smart about it. Even this switchbot bot, it's not a smart device. It's just a mechanical switch that we try to implement in our systems to make something smart out of it. Yeah, that's the other thing. I think that I did mention that already, but I'm working with most cloud partners, and I have one thing that I always tell my clients when they are afraid of their data. But let's put that also in the perspective. You know, private and corporate and data security and things like that are way different, way different. But I have, for example, one client that is working in 3 or 4 countries here in the region, and he's keeping data in local data center and doesn't want to push anything in the cloud. The problem is that he doesn't have enough staff to patch everything on time and do work like that. And he's afraid of the cloud because he's afraid that somebody will seize his data. Okay, I'm not talking, is everything he does by the book or not. That's not my problem or issue with that. But when we talked to him, he said, listen, you have bigger problem with your data staying on premise than it would be in cloud. If we do everything properly in cloud, your data would be spread across 3 data centers. It would be spread across multiple servers, and there wouldn't be a single person who would have access to that data if it's properly encrypted with your key outside of your closed, limited set of people that you trust. That can be, for example, you and yourself. But on the other hand, and we can pay you, €500,000 if you find a person from any of those cloud providers, Microsoft, AWS, or Google, that can access your data and extract data so you can get some record from that database. But we said, we bet you that we can find a person inside your organization that we can pay €500 and that will bring and print or copy to USB that same data. Because, of course, people are always the weakest point. You can find disgruntled employee or somebody who is underpaid or something, and you can probably get easier access to data locally than you can get in cloud. So that's what I said. So I have no issues with it. I try to avoid cloud as much as I can, up to the point where I see benefit from the cloud. I don't use cloud for most of my services, but some are working from cloud, and I don't have anything against it. For example, one of my cameras is cloud connected camera, but that's also my fail-safe, meaning that if, for example, Home Assistant and Synology fail, I'll still have one camera that allows me to get the feed if those systems fail. So it all depends on the risk calculations and stuff like that. But as I was saying, if, for example, I would have had bridge for this or gateway for this, I could, especially now since Home Assistant has Google Assistant SDK integration, I could try and issue commands via Google, because there is the integration for Google. If you have gateway, lock the door if Home Assistant sees that everybody has left. And Home Assistant would be used as a smart part of this lock to lock the door when everybody is out. But yeah, shame, really shame. This is a nice product, and it's like Agatha Christie would write murder something. Yes, that's true. That's also true. I know that a lot of people are trying to get my data from me from my OnlyFans page, but no way. Yeah, but we do also see a lot of rises in terms of cryptojacking and things like that, which seems to be a new trend. We don't hijack your systems to steal your data, but instead we use your systems in the Azure to host our crypto machines doing cryptocurrency, mining, whatever. This is a trend that has been showing up lately. Andy, it's fair. It's fair. As I said, it all depends. If I would be living in a house, and not in apartment. If I wouldn't have two doors before you reach my own front door, I wouldn't maybe implement locks. But as I'm living here in, with all those steps or doors you have to pass through first, yeah. 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 It's funny. I don't work in the security, but I talk with guys with security. It's really funny how things have changed in this threat analysis, threats that are coming from countries where they're coming from. How most of those threats are not anymore, how we said, kids in hoodies. Instead, that they are companies, hacking. They go to work every day, do hacking. It's their job. Like we've seen movies about it, like James Bond's from the 90s or 2000s, with Russian hackers working at companies, hacking data and then whatever. But at the end, it's like that, More and more you see, I don't know if it's state-sponsored, I don't care if it's not state-sponsored or privately owned mafia or whatever, but you see organized hacking, it's like extortion. But in gloves, under the keyboard, something like that. Oh. And for all of you that missed, we were talking at the beginning of the stream about this one. I will copy the link. It's affiliate link, but you can remove the link just and find it anywhere, or just use the... Where can I paste it? I will paste also the full name. But be careful. I will add here B at the end. So support for this device is coming in the 2023.2 release of Home Assistant. This is the 24 gigahertz human presence sensor. This is the wave sensor that only the B version, so this LD2410B, B is for Bluetooth, it only needs power from 5 to 12 volts. You connect it to these pins here. Sorry, 5 and 12 volts. Let me show you here. These two pins here, or these two pins here, but be careful. This is pitch is 1.27 millimeters. You cannot get DuPont cables. They're specific 1.27. So distance between the pins is 1.27 millimeters. So it's very small. This is very small. So it's 7 millimeters by 35 millimeters. Less than 1 centimeter by 3.5 centimeters. It's a very small device, very small pins. You provide it with power, and Home Assistant in the next release will pick it up as a Bluetooth presence detection sensor. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Johnny, you're right. Yeah, it ranges between 5 and 12 volts. I've been powering it only via the 5 volts. So if you can get 5 volts, but on the other hand, also all of those phone chargers are 5 volts. You can get the cable. I think. Give me a second. I'm still haven't tested. Let's jump once again to Johnny. Do you have? Oh no, let me find it on the. We have it on the Discord server. I think you posted something on the Discord server about it. Yep, but it was in that closed group. Let me copy it. Copy link, paste it here. Also so there is version without B, non-Bluetooth version, and there is Bluetooth version. Bluetooth version will work with Bluetooth proxy inside the Home Assistant. Non-Bluetooth version will work with the ESP Home. It's still not supported, but there is a pull request already made for that. Move distance, threshold, still distance. There is a distance, but not quadrants. It's directional, but not the quadrants as a caravan. You just have. Factory set, selected, distance, centimeters, move, distance, okay. Yeah. So in the next version of both ESP Home, this one still hasn't been merged. So this one is still open, pull request, and this one has been merged. Oh, you are using, I've seen that there are two versions, one, something like Tom version of the... there is this one here.
Rob Denbo is
Cups,
subscribed to the channel.
and there is Stone 61. Thank you, Rob, and thank you, Daniel, once again. So you are using the older one, Johnny. I think that this Seb Caps is the older version. I may be wrong. From what I've read. And I have attention span of a hamster, so yeah. So as I said, this will be one of the upcoming videos for the let's see here. You know what? I will be releasing that first members only stream, although it was like bad. I will just release it. That's it. I think that the next members only stream will be on 5th of. I want to do it first Sunday of the month. So we did it on. Oh, we had it on 1st of January. Okay. Yeah. You posted that. Sorry. We had on 1st of January actually stream. Next stream will be on 5th of January and on 5th of February, and we will be playing with this here. I feel like I'm over ranting. Let me move this wheel. Shame. So I received this, and now it's fully supported in ESP Home. I also received the Seed Studio same sensor. This is the presence sensor, but just look at the difference. Look, this is this one and this is the other one. I'm not saying that they are the same. They cannot be the same. It's not for batteries. I wouldn't even try. This uses a lot of power. I don't know if you could, in theory. No, I don't think that you can put everything on the ESP board in deep sleep and then just have this module use power, but still it would use a lot of power. So I really don't know how long it would last. It wouldn't be that long. So we will be playing with this one. For one of the upcoming projects, I also received this. This will be used for DIY meter, electricity meter. I'm still considering doing a separate video on that. Probably I will not do that. I will just post the code we did on the members only stream for this. This is the Castagnette. This is the vibration sensor, but it's nice since you can adjust the sensitivity, and it's really sensitive. I want to try something else done with that, and I'm waiting for. I posted that on the Discord channel for the YouTube members. I'm waiting for the e-ink screen. I want to do dashboard for it. Now I'm putting food back in my mouth. Dashboard, and we talked about smart home and how I don't consider this place to be smart. But I want to do data visualization. So, for example, leave something somewhere where you can see, you know, status of the doors or heating or whatever. But again, putting food in my mouth, I also ordered a touchscreen option, so you could in theory use it as a touchscreen. Yeah, I have to do videos even on topics that I wouldn't do myself. But I know that people will like the idea of having ink screen. That one can be powered via the battery, so I think that this will be a nice project. We will see how it will go. E-ink screen with the touch option for it, running out of batteries. So that will be interesting project. And that's it. Any questions, any ideas? Oh yeah, and we bashed about and talked about the creativity of some of the hardware manufacturers, how they actually just white label or buy devices or whatever. Look at this here. There is no Zigbee here. Let's go to home appliances. Yeah, it's a lot of Zigbee here. Yeah. Funny. If anybody is interested, I will post a link to this one. I don't like them because, yeah, they are Tuya. My idea when I went to that site was I wanted to find interesting, you know, devices that were not ready available outside that people haven't seen, then order them and do videos about them. And I was specifically looking at those pet devices. You know, I know that people have pet. I have pet, and you know, I was looking at. I know that my dog likes to keep warm at winter, and I was looking at this. Actually, this is for cats, but I don't think that my dog would mind it. He's a small one, he's Yorkie. This is both heating and cooling. I'm again haven't switched. Heating and cooling bed for the yeah. As I said, I'm bad at this. Come on, change. Bed that heats and cools, and it also has. I think that it had Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So you know, it would be fun to try devices like that. Also, something else I was looking at was. What was that? Sorry for kink. I hate it when I hear it, so I apologize. I think it was a food dispenser or combo food and water dispenser, something like that, which would be, you know, just a great idea. But even this, for example, one piece minimum order, I wasn't able to order it. And that's why I hated the idea, and that's why I think that this whole Expo Tuya stuff, which they try to attract people to go there, you know, resell stuff, is also bad. They say minimum one order, but I couldn't order. So yeah. And on the other hand, I started receiving WhatsApp messages from various dubious Chinese manufacturers trying to pitch me to sell the, I don't know, 1000 smart wireless indoor camera. And actually, before we wrap up, you know, I created 2 videos on Geiger counters. Hey Adi! No worry, there will be a recording. So I created 2 videos about the Geiger Miller counter. It's here in my evil bunker stash. So this one is that. I ordered the new tube. New tube arrived, but it was broken on delivery. I'm still waiting for the replacement tube. I also have this. This is a DIY Geiger Miller counter. And about a month ago, American company actually selling. Let me open a web page. Let me give me a second. I have to find the email so I can find the link so I can copy the link. It's funny. Actually, it's funny for me, but come on, where are you? Okay, this one here. I will not copy the link in the video description because I don't want to give them that much of the advertising. Okay, here it is. So they approached me and they said, listen, we are US company, we are building DIY, and we are building, certified counters. They have a lot of things, radiation detectors and Geiger Miller counters. Would you be interested in doing review of that counter? And I was like, why? And I said, well, actually I already did 2 videos on that. I even bought the small ionizer that is used for testing those devices, so I can actually test it if it's working or not. I have something to test. And also I could calibrate my own DIY Geiger counters with these devices. And I was like, okay, this actually sounds very interesting, and let's hear how can we cooperate. And I was like, wow. I share this with other creators just in case they bad monitor. I shared this data with other creators. They were like laughing out loud. So they wanted to promote this device here. I would need to make a $50 US deposit to their PayPal. Once the video is up, they will refund me. After I do video review and video is ready, I have to send them video for them to review. If they do not approve, I cannot release it. And I must include Amazon link, their link in the video. But good thing is that this device will at the end be free after I paid $50 deposit. Wholesale price will vary on the quantity of all of you guys buying the device across my through my affiliate link. I will receive 10% promotion, and yeah, that's it. And I was like, no, nope, 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 nope. Sorry, I was like, as I said, at first I was like, no. Then I said, yes. Then I saw USB. Okay, actually I can pull the data. I can do something with that data. And I said, like, no. Sorry, guys. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, exactly. Exactly. There are companies I like. There are companies I like less. I don't have companies that I hate or something. I received, of course, free of charge this sensor. They sent this sensor to me free of charge, shipping, and this. I didn't pay a dime for this sensor except 18 euros import taxes and VAT. So at the end, I do pay something. Yeah. Adi, that's strange. You know, we share more info than probably a lot of you think, and some of the bigger names from the community here are parts of that group. And as I said, I think I mentioned once or twice, I'm really happy to be included into that group. And there are smaller channels and there are much bigger channels. There are some of the prominent guys that do larger reviews, that do a lot of wonderful stuff, are also sharing their experience with the advertisers. And I don't do that much sponsored videos, except, for example, PCB Way, but I was at the same time, ciao Vic. I was at the same time, doing projects with their PCBs, and it was natural for me to get sponsored video from PCB Way while I'm at the same time using their service to build PCBs, and I think that they are okay. There is not that big much difference between JLC PCB and PCB Way. Because of something, I prefer more PCB Way than JLC PCB. I had issues with them, that's why I prefer one over the other. But that's my choice. I decided that I want to go that route. Never ever will I do, and I hope that I can stick to my promise that I make. Never ever will I make sponsored video about NFTs, gaming, mobile gaming, or VPNs. I do respect other creators. I follow a lot of Minecraft content creators that do a lot of VPN videos. I'm not comfortable by promoting their services. Hi Alex, I'm not comfortable by promoting their services because I don't know what actually is lying under the hood, and people can put too much trust on the VPN provider and do stuff which actually they shouldn't do there. I'm not talking about me using VPN to access Netflix in States. I'm talking about people from some countries that they have censorship and repression and can get prosecuted for what they say. Then use those VPNs that content creators push to them as tools for them to circumvent the government control. And at the end, maybe some of those VPN providers are not what they claim to be. So yeah. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you very much. So that's why. And no NFTs, no mobile gaming, and no VPN, I think, ever. Unless, somebody steals my soul. And I hope that I will never come to that. If I come to that, that means that I'm hungry for the bread. and I have to feed the family. But I really do hope that I never ever will need to resort to that. It's just something that can be too risky. NFTs, this is investment. This is same like me saying buy that stock or don't buy that stock. No way. No, that's your money. You have to be informed. You have to know the risk, and I would never ever push something to you. Same thing goes for the VPNs. There were a lot of cases in the last 5 years when the VPN or password managers, where companies like that ended up storing data about your traffic, giving data about your traffic, and I don't want to risk my name and your privacy just for $100 per video or something like that. Okay, today's stream was awesome. Thank you very much, you all. Yeah, to own the material and everything. Yeah. I believe that why I showed you the log previously, which I have really split opinion of. I think that this is a mechanical marvel of engineering, but it's not what it claims to be. I admire it from technical point of view as something that looks really sturdy and everything, but it's not what it is trying to be sold as. why is your... I'm missing one. Let me just... Give me a second. Something... Where is... Censorship? I think you were censored. I didn't do that. Yes, I think that you were censored. I see your... I don't see you in the chat, but I see your message somewhere. VPN providers are often just using infrastructure created for shady causes. Exactly. Or not exactly, but that's also a possibility. I don't want again, I don't want to say that everybody is the same, but just to be on the safe side, I would rather not do something than take, then risk my reputation with all of you here. So yeah. Thanks everybody for an awesome stream. I really had fun. I hope to have the next stream in 2 weeks. I don't know if in 2 weeks or 2 weeks after that. We will, just as a warning, we will have a printer on this desk, assembling printer, which 3D printer, which I will be receiving for a setup review. This is not something that I usually do. I like to... Oh yeah, I forgot. I started telling something 2 hours ago and I forgot. Thank you everybody for the last video. Last video that I released was not a topic that a lot of you prefer or appreciate. This is a 3D printing, and this is a very specific, this is an upgrade for specific types of printers. So I expected video to flop. YouTube gives you ranking for each video. It compares across the 10 previous videos. So I can see how new video is compared to last 10 videos for same period of time. For example, first hour, day, week, etc. And video was performing 9 or 10 out of 10, meaning the worst. And I really was expecting that. And good one, Lawrence. Video is now on 3rd place. I don't know what happened or how it got traction. I think that probably a lot of people that are not usually tracking my channel but like that topic have seen it, but I was really surprised. I didn't expect that. And it's also very nice when you have positive surprise from YouTube. Usually all the surprises on YouTube are negative, so it was really nice surprise. I really wouldn't mind if it would be 10 out of 10, meaning the worst video in the last 2.5 months. But to have it ranked so high, I'm really grateful for everybody who watched it and liked it. If you did enjoy this stream, don't forget to give me a like, because I don't mention that often, but it does have impact on number of people that will get this video or this stream later on recommended for viewing. So the more video has likes and views, it will probably whatever. War on tap, Pedro, yes. Streetwiz, thank you. Thank you, Pedro. And that it again was not, I would love it to have to be 10 times better, but it ended up how it ended up. I had about 200 gigs of video recorded, so it was really hard to put heads and tails, but I wanted, okay, whatever. Let's not, yeah. Thank you, Pedro. So once again, everybody, thank you, Benny. Thank you very much. Really much appreciated. That's it for today. I hope to see you again in 2 weeks in the stream. Probably next week there will be a video more. Oh God, I will put foot again in my mouth towards the dashboards or something that I think is funny. But I want to do it. I really want to do it. I cannot wait. I really wanted to do something else with it, but I have to push. Probably next week will be a video about that visual something in Home Assistant. And then of course in 2 weeks we will have a video about the new release of Home Assistant. Also don't know if anybody has seen 2 news from the Home Assistant developers. In beta channel for the Android app, Android Auto support has been added, meaning that if you have Android Auto in your car and have Android app in your mobile phone, you can now get sensors from your car in Home Assistant. For example, it will notify Home Assistant when you plug in your car. Okay, the one thing. And the next thing is 1 week before the release of Home Assistant, meaning next week on Thursday, 1 day after beta is released, there will be a special first stream in regard to Year of the Voice. So hope to see you all then. Thank you very much. Lawrence. Bye everybody, and once again, Daniel, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. See you all. Bye bye. Have a great, awesome rest of the weekend.